This is a moment in time. This is a moment in time in our country. Scott Morrison and the government will be on the wrong side of history if they do not step up right now and do what they should have done weeks ago, and that is take an equity stake in Virgin Airlines. This is not a time for politics. This government has stood above politics when it put in place the JobKeeper package, and we would have liked to have seen it go further. But let's not belittle that moment in time. It's not the time now for Scott Morrison and the government to go into a shell. It's the time to hold the line, to continue to put aside political tendencies and to support the representatives of 16,000 workers that are behind me. Today, we make an appeal to Scott Morrison. It's time to sit down with workers and workers' representatives and figure out the pathway forward for Virgin. It's time to send a clear market signal that the government will step up and take an equity stake in Virgin. That will give confidence to the administrator, it will give confidence to the market, it will bring Australia in line with the rest of the world that supports aviation, governments with direct stakes in aviation. That's what's required so that this external shock doesn't occur each and every time, and always workers at the forefront and bearing the brunt. Today, Scott Morrison, we ask you to look into the eyes of these very brave workers who are going to tell their story directly to you and the Australian people. And they're going to ask you, on behalf of the Australian people, to intervene today and urgently. And first, I'd ask Cara to step up.
Virgin Australia has invested so much into thousands of their staff and myself, both professionally and personally. We need two strong, viable airlines to keep the Australian economy going. For those of you watching today, please take a moment to ask yourself what a monopoly in the Australian skies would look like for you. You, the people that we have the absolute privilege of coming to work every day and serving. Thank you.
Thank you, Cara, for those heartfelt words. And now Flynn, please.
Like many Australians, we wake up every morning and wait for what our last day might be on Earth. So we, as cabin crew of Virgin Australia, live our lives to the top priority, and that is your safety. You, as Australians that trust your safety in us for your travel, whether it be simple, Sydney to Melbourne for some work, or a holiday overseas. Your safety is in our hands and is our top priority. We have worked tirelessly in a 7-week training course, and we're currently training every 6 months to make sure your safety is top priority. We wake up because we love our job. Our job is our life. You have your jobs at home. This is our job. If we don't have Virgin Australia, we are nothing. I see it as Virgin Australia is something like my other mother. I love it like another mother. It is family to me, each and every person behind me, and plus another 16,000 more across the globe. Virgin Australia is our family. Without it, it's like we are losing a family member. You feel the grief of losing a family member? That's what we will feel if we lose Virgin Australia.
Thanks, Flynn. And now to the hard-working people under the wing. Paul.
Mr Morrison, I address this to you. My name is Scott as well. I've been with this company for 16 and a half years. I was with another company that Tony Sheldon mentioned before, with Ansett. I've been in this terminal for 25 and a half years. These people behind me, I know my mates, they're my brothers and sisters. Sir, I could not do your job and I don't envy you, but please let me do mine. Don't clip our wings.
And now to those that we entrust our safety with in Virgin every day. Ken.
Hello, my name is Ken. It's been a sad time for us all. I didn't expect to speak today, but I came here to support my colleagues, my teammates and my friends here today. It's been sad that the federal government hasn't been able to provide us with tangible support, and we are all hopeful that this process, this voluntary administration process, will see us through the other side. There's been precedent for that previously with companies like 10 News and such. These guys behind me, as well as my colleagues in the cockpit, have been providing Australia with fantastic service, fantastic on-time performance, so many other metrics that we've been beating our other fellows around across the road on, and I really hope to see it through to the other side. Thanks very much.
While that announcement's on, can I just mention the work that's been done across the union movement? These workers behind us are so brave. A whole variety of unions in aviation. The United Service Union, an important one. Thomas, could I call you up while we wait for that to finish?
Hey, Scott Morrison said everyone with a job is an essential worker. The country can't afford to lose these jobs. They support not only, obviously, the 12,000 more than 12,000 direct employees of Virgin, but all the tourism and other states. We remember what happened with Ansett when it collapsed, all the devastation to the workers involved, their loss of entitlements and waiting for years to get what was owed to them. If the government can support all the other businesses that they've done with their aid packages, they can support Virgin Australia, because we know what the country will look like without competition. An effective monopoly will be terrible for our economy, and it will be much more costly for Australians to travel. So save these Australian jobs. We can't afford to lose them. Thanks.